Are you scratching your head thinking about what to make for breakfast this weekend? Look no further. We've got a great idea for you in today's Daily Dish. If you're tired of toast and seriously sick of cereal, you have to try today's recipe. We're making up Greek yogurt pancakes. Here's what you're going to need. Greek yogurt, good, high in protein, milk, eggs, flour, vanilla extract, baking powder, salt, oil, blueberries, maple syrup, and walnuts. And here to show us how to whip all that up into perfect pancakes is the one and only Chef Devon. This sounds so good, Dev. Show us how it's done.
Yeah, this is a very, very exciting recipe. What I love so much about this recipe, Trace, is how simple it is to execute. So at home with a few ingredients, a lot of them are pantry staples. Everyone at home can make this delicious breakfast, brunch, or lunch. But I don't know about you, Tracy. I would eat this any time of the day. Like, this is a midnight snack. You could eat this 2 in the morning, whenever.
I am a breakfast at any time of day girl. For sure, I would have this for lunch or dinner.
I love it. I love it. And I'm the same exact way. So what we're going to do is there are 3 components to make this dish. One of them is the walnuts. Now, I'm going to toast off some walnuts. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking whole walnuts and breaking them into pieces. And then this is going to go onto my, my stove here. And it's simply just going to toast away. Now, if you toast these nuts too hard or too aggressively and they burn, you can't bring them back. Better to go low and slow and babysit them. So walnuts onto my flame, which is already going. The second component of this dish is going to be our blueberry coulis. Now, a coulis is a fancy French word for a strained vegetable puree, okay? So I'm gonna add in frozen blueberries. We often have frozen blueberries here in this home, which I love. Good for smoothies, but also really good for this. And secret ingredient, Randy Feltis Farms maple syrup. This is gonna go in, and then this is gonna hit the stove. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reduce this by half, blend it, and then strain it onto the heat. Now, pancakes. Let's talk pancakes. We're going to be making Greek yogurt pancakes today. So what I'm going to start by doing is getting 2 eggs into my bowl here. And then we're going to whisk these together. It's very important that the eggs are beaten ahead of time. So we're going to quickly beat these. And again, this is a very simple recipe. Something amazing that if you have kids or children at home, get them to do this while you can relax and have that glass of Prosecco at 10 or 11 a.m. or whenever you're doing it. So to get more wet ingredients into our 2 eggs, I'm gonna add a little bit of melted butter, of course, vanilla extract, and then we're gonna add in our milk. So lots of protein going into this. And then lastly, we have our Greek yogurt. Great probiotics, really, really good for you, high in calcium. And you'll notice that this recipe doesn't call for any refined sugar. So what we're going to do is we're going to want to bring this together and directly into this bowl. Instead of dirtying up another bowl, I'm going to add in salt, baking powder. If you're making these at home, it helps a lot to have all your ingredients put away, or sorry, taken out ahead of time. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to just remove this to here, and I'm going to sift in the flour. Now, Tracy, why do we sift in the flour?
Oh no, we're doing quizzes again. Well, we sift in the flour, obviously, because we want to make sure that there aren't big chunks left in the batter.
That's a pretty good answer. And just because we're not in the studio, it doesn't mean that you're safe from my quizzing, okay? So yes, we are gonna remove any lumps or any debris or anything that we don't want in here, but it also helps aerate the flour. It'll help it distribute evenly throughout our batter. So now what we want to do is we just want to bring this together. Make sure your station is clean at home. Very important. Don't work dirty at home or I'm going to come find you. So what we're going to do is we're going to slowly bring this together. And again, this recipe is available on Cityline's website, but you do not want to whisk this batter and you don't want to remove all the lumps from it. You want it to be a little bit lumpy. And this is going to help us get a really nice texture. The baking powder is going to help it rise. And again, no refined sugar in this. We have sweetness from the maple syrup, of course, naturally. And then we also have the natural sweetness from the blueberries. So I'm bringing this together. Any large lumps you definitely want to get rid of, but for the most part, it's almost going to look similar to cottage cheese. Simply just place this down onto the griddle. Now, if you want to put some clarified butter or ghee down as well, instead of a cooking oil, that would be totally fine. And I would be thumbs up for that, okay? But today we're just using some cooking oil. This is grapeseed oil. I get asked a lot of questions about oils. Chef, what oil are you using for this and oil for that? For mostly all cooking that I do, I'm gonna be using grapeseed oil. It's healthier for you. It's got a neutral flavor, which is very important because with avocado, with olive, with coconut, you don't have neutral flavor. And then it has a high smoke point, of course. So grapeseed oil is perfect for something like this. Just like when we're cooking pancakes, all you have to do is wait till the bubbles start to appear on the other side. Now, if you're not sure, and I don't know why people don't do this more often, if you're cooking a steak or a crab cake or you're searing vegetables or whatever it is, just peek and take a look at the other side. There's nothing wrong with that. So we can look, we're getting good color here. So we got some bubbles and we're gonna flip it over and we have nice golden brown on this side. Now, I've cooked some off before and I wanna show you how I'm gonna plate it up. So I'm gonna push away the griddle and I have, oh, we'll keep that in the shot just so you can see it, okay? And then we have a really nice plate here and I'm gonna take a couple pancakes. Now, for breakfast, I would normally eat 2. If you wanna do a stack of 5 or 6 or 7, then you can totally do that. But I'll eat this with fruit, granola, other stuff as well. So lay down your pancakes and then with the coulis that I've made, I simply just blended it and I didn't strain this one. And we're gonna pour this all over these pancakes here. Make sure it goes and runs off the side. And then lastly, to finish plating this, remember I told you there was 3 components to this. There's the Greek yogurt pancake, there's the blueberry coulis. Thirdly is our toasted walnuts. So I just let these toast the whole time. You can get a good look here. They're nice and they're golden brown. And all I can do is I don't need another vessel. All I'm gonna do is just shake this over the top. And here you have a pretty fancy Greek yogurt pancake with a blueberry coulis and toasted walnuts. You can use macadamia, you can use peanut, you can use pecans, whatever you want. Use different fruits, strawberry, blackberry. Really, ultimately, what you have at home is what you want to be using. Take the techniques and the tips from this video to make do with what you have at home. Make what you have at home work. So here you go.